Hello everyone, welcome to HowFixIT. In this step-by-step guide, I'll show you how to disassemble the DJI Mini 4 Pro to repair any damaged or faulty drone parts. You will learn how to replace the camera gimbal, parts of the drone body, vision sensors, motherboard, GPS module, arm shaft, or ESC board module. I will also guide you through the reassembly process so you can successfully complete your drone repair. Before we get started, here are the tools you'll need to repair the Mini 4 Pro drone. Screwdriver set with Phillips one and Torx T5 Screwdriver. Plastic pry tools, tweezers, glue gun, soldering iron, only needed if you replace the ESC board or drone arms. I've included links to all the tools and spare parts needed for repairing the drone in the video description below. The DJI Mini 4 Pro is a complex device with many small screws and parts. I recommend keeping track of every screw and part step by step during disassembly to help with reassembly. And don't worry about losing screws and metal parts, they will stay on the magnetic mat. Alright, let's dive in. Before disassembling the drone, remove the battery. Remove the 4 screws securing the top cover. Use a plastic spatula to carefully open the drone, avoiding damage to the top cover and internal latches. But be careful not to insert the tool deep into the drone body and damage internal components. Remove the top cover of the drone body. Now we have access to the drone's internal components. Let's start removing the camera gimbal. Disconnect the gimbal transmission cable from the motherboard by unscrewing one screw and removing the metal bracket. Carefully remove the adhesive pad, then disconnect the gimbal cable. Remove the covers that provide access to the rubber holders of the camera gimbal. Use your fingers to gently detach them from the drone body. Try to do this carefully so as not to damage the internal latches. Remove the second cover in the same order. Now we have access to the gimbal mount. The camera gimbal is mounted on these rubber holders on both sides. Remove the gimbal from the drone body by threading the rubber holders through the small hole in the housing. Use tweezers and avoid excessive force to prevent tearing the holders. If you damage the rubber, don't worry, it costs a couple of dollars to replace it. I left a link to the new rubber holders for the gimbal in the description under the video. You can now remove the camera gimbal. For a detailed video guide on disassembling the camera gimbal to replace broken parts or the transmission flex cable, check the link in the description below. We continue to disassemble the drone and move on to removing the GPS module. The GPS module is held on rubber holders. Press the rubber holders using tweezers and push them into the hole in the GPS module. But do not rush to remove the module. It is still connected to the motherboard via a ribbon cable. Disconnect the GPS module ribbon cable from the mainboard. Please note, the ribbon cable is glued to the GPS module connector. Remove the glue using tweezers, then disconnect the cable. If your drone has a navigation system error, no GPS signal, or GPS is not working, replacing the GPS module should resolve this error. I've included a link to the GPS module in the description below. After replacing the GPS module, you need to calibrate the GPS on your drone, which you can do in the DJI mobile application. Remove one screw securing the heatsink and lift it carefully. There is thermal paste on the back of the heatsink and the motherboard. Be careful with it. It is necessary for effective cooling and will be reused when reassembling the drone. Remove the glue from all connected cables to the motherboard. Be cautious not to scratch the motherboard or damage the cable connectors. Remove one screw from the bottom of the motherboard. Release the bottom of the motherboard, but don't rush to remove it because the tape inside the drone body is holding the board in place. Inside the drone body, you can see black tape on both sides. Remove the black tape inside the drone body using tweezers to release the motherboard. Remove the motherboard. If your drone is water damaged and oxidation occurs on the motherboard components, you also need to remove the all-black tape to clean the board surface with isopropyl alcohol. I've also included a link to the replacement motherboard in the description below. Let's move to removing the module with upper and front vision sensors. Remove 2 screws and lift the vision sensors module. Please note, the vision sensors module is glued to the drone body. Carefully remove the adhesive before removing it. I included a link to the sensor module in the description below, but if you decide to change the upper front vision sensor assembly, it must be calibrated by special firmware. Remove the 2 screws securing the bottom cover in place. Use a plastic spatula to pry off the bottom cover. We now have access to the downward vision sensor module. Peel off the lower diode and ribbon cable from the drone body, and unscrew the 3 screws holding the downward vision sensor module in place. Replacing the downward vision sensor module assembly will require a calibration procedure with special firmware. Next step, I will show you how to remove the front arm shaft. Remove the 2 screws on both sides of the front arm, then move the arm out and unscrew the 3 screws securing the arm shaft. Remove the front arm shaft. A link to the replacement front arm shaft is in the description below. To remove the rear arm shaft, unscrew 2 screws, securing it in place. Push down on the arm shaft on the other side of the drone's rear arm to release it from the locking groove. A link to the replacement rear arm shaft is in the description below. The ESC board and drone arms remained on the drone body. If your drone crashes and one of the arms is damaged, unsolder the wires from the ESC board to replace the damaged arm shell or motor. If you experience motor errors like motor blocked, motor stuck, or motor speed error, replacing the arm motor should fix these errors. If the error persists, the ESC board might be damaged and need replacement. If your drone has an ESC error and you can't remove this error by refreshing the drone firmware, most likely the ESC board is damaged and you need to replace it. To replace the ESC board, unsolder all wires of the 4 arms. If you lack soldering experience and tools, send your drone to DJI service for ESC board repair. So, we completely disassembled the DJI Mini 4 Pro drone into the main replaceable modular parts. I've included links to all modules and replacement parts in the description below. Let's start reassembling the drone. To re-glue some parts, use B7000 glue, which is resistant to vibration and moisture. If you don't have a fresh thermal compound, use the paste from the old module. Collect the thermal paste together, then install the heatsink, which is correctly redistributed paste under pressure.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Use a glue gun to fix the previously disconnected ribbon cables and wires. When reinstalling the camera gimbal, ensure the wide and narrow rubber holders are threaded into the corresponding holes in the drone body. Press the rubber holder on the inside with your finger and pull up the edge with tweezers. Lay out the flexible cable of the camera gimbal and install the covers. Install the metal bracket, ensuring it fits into its grooves. When reinstalling the top cover of the drone body, align the latches correctly on both sides. Finally, fasten the 4 screws back in to secure the top cover. The drone is now reassembled. Perform a final check to ensure everything is functioning correctly. If you found this guide helpful, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more drone repair guides. Visit our website for more tech insights and do-it-yourself guides. Remember, every tech challenge is an opportunity to learn and grow. You are on HowFixIT. Thanks for watching, and have a safe flight.